right, you guys, welcome to my experiment. So I'm trying to improve my flat lay photography, and I read online that you could use just like super cheap spackling and a putty knife, some particle board, create all sorts of texture. This is gonna dry white. You can see that it's already drying white. And then I picked up just a little can of like a sample pot of paint in a matte color. And I don't remember what the color is called, sleek white. And I'm gonna create a backdrop because what I read, and I'll just flip this around and keep talking to you. So what I read was that for flat lay photography, and watch some videos, Peter McKinnon, I'll stick some links. But basically, when you have a really flat surface, a flat and smooth surface, it's going to make your photo look more flat and so kind of dull, like uninteresting. So what I'm trying to do is create some texture for my backdrop, paint it with a really matte paint so it's not reflecting any of the light anywhere. And then that should kind of add some interest. Even though it's the background, it'll still add some interest. So I guess we're gonna just keep going and see how it turns out. All right, you guys. I finished off the plastering of this board. I think I need to smush down that line a little bit. And I really just tried to make it so it was textured, but not too excessively, because I don't want the backdrop to be super busy. I just want it to be more interesting than just a piece of poster board, because I don't know, I think it'll be better, be more interesting. So I'm gonna let this dry and then at some point paint it. And for my second backdrop, I have this piece of birch plywood, and I think it's birch anyway. And I'm going to use weathered oak stain, at least on the little samples at Home Depot. This one looked really neutral, which is kind of what I wanted to go for. Something not too light that an off-white or white yarn is going to blend in too much, but something not too dark that it's going to want to reflect light and just be too deep. So I'm going to try this one out and see how it looks. I got a little test piece here and we'll see how that one goes. This is what Sunday evening looks like at our house. We got Cody and the puppies, Gendry, and Egret. How you doing, girl? You're really cute. Good morning. How are you? This girl is like a teenager and she takes forever to get out of bed in the morning. Yeah, they're real dramatic about it too, right? Anyway, it's Monday morning and I fought all weekend to come up with an idea for a tutorial that I need to make, and it just wasn't coming, and I was getting really frustrated because I have other things to do, obviously. Like the Etsy shop is busy and I'm getting ready for my shop update, and so sometimes I just get so frustrated when I can't think of an idea for the next tutorial. And I think, as I always talk about, what's so great and what's also hard about weaving is that the possibilities are endless. And so sometimes it's hard to come up with just like a narrowed down solid idea. So anyway, but something I talk about, or something I have talked about, is the idea of giving yourself permission to just walk away. And I finally did that this weekend. I was like, you know what? I'm kind of just like, feel like I'm hitting my head against the wall. And so I just gave myself permission to stop trying to figure out an idea for this tutorial. I had another one already figured out. So I was like, well, I'll do that one. And then this next one, I will just let simmer a little longer. So then this morning I'm scrolling on Instagram and I see some cool weaving stuff. I'm listening to a podcast and all of a sudden it just clicks. And I'm pretty sure I have an idea now. And so I think I need to be better at trusting the process and just like trusting that an idea will come, and it might not be in the timing that you're wanting, but it'll come. If you just trust the process and keep going and just let it kind of get out of your mind for a little while and then come back to it. And I really want this banner that Becky and Chris, some of my favorite YouTubers, that they have in one of their studios, and it just says, "You'll think of something." And I think I need to make one for my studio because it's such a good reminder. Like, you will think of something, and it might not look like you thought it would. It might not be in the time that you wanted it, but if you trust the process, you'll think of something. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it is definitely snowing quite a bit. Whew, I feel ill-prepared every year for winter. Okay, you guys, so I finished doing all the spackling on this, and you can really see the texture when I zoom in here. And now it's time to paint it. So originally I was gonna do just white, but I think I'm gonna try to create even more texture with the paint color and do the off-white paint I got and then some just like almost black paint that I have on hand, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I decided I needed to let this dry a bit before I keep going, because what I'd like to do is cover up all the spackle. So like all those little bits of really spackly white sticking out, I would like to cover up. So I'm gonna let this dry and then go in with another coat. I think it's looking a little bit, well, and it looks pretty cool. Like if I zoom in like this, it almost has a bit of like a textured concrete feel, which is kind of what I wanted. I mean, there's actual concrete. That's kind of what I was going for. So I think once I do another coat, we'll be looking pretty good. Really, this is just a bit of an experiment, and these materials don't cost very much. Like that whole particle board piece that I bought, it was 2 feet by 4 feet, was only like $5 Canadian, so not very much at all. And then the spackling, the whole bucket was about $7, and the little tub of paint that I got was only $5 as well. So for $17, I got all the materials to do this, and then I had that dark, almost black paint here at home already. So I'm just experimenting and not worrying about it too much, but so far I think it's going where I want it to, but I think it's gonna need more coats just because that spackling really soaks up the paint, and I need to like kind of let it dry so I can kind of layer on top of that. But so far so good. And then the other board I'm gonna do is, flip you around here, I have this piece of birch plywood, and I think I'm gonna stain it this color. But I also kind of think I might want it a little bit darker, and I'm still debating because I kind of want it more textured than this plywood. Like this is really nice, smooth plywood, so I don't know yet. All right, so I put another layer of paint, maybe a couple more layers of paint on the backdrop, and I wanted to kind of show you what it looks like. So I'm kind of gonna zoom in. So that's kind of the vibe it'll give with the yarn on top. I actually think I like this so much more than white behind the yarn, because I find white can sometimes be overpowering. Like it's too bright and it's not giving you a true sense of the color. Whereas right now, I feel like this is giving us a really true sense of the color and brightness of the yarn. So I think I'm quite happy with this. Hey you guys, so it's Friday, October 30th, and I am in the studio taking pictures of the holiday shop update items, which include a lot of fiber packs. And I have to show you my setup because it's really great. So here is the little setup. Here's the backdrop in its full glory. You can see it a little bit better on the screen over there. Oh, and there's me. But yeah, you can see how it's just like, I just love it. I was questioning it, I'm not gonna lie, a few times, but it really is great once the yarn's on there, and maybe I'll give you a little sneak peek, we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna keep taking photos. All right, you guys, so that pretty much wraps it up for the vlog this week. I have no idea if I'm blocking the light from my face, but anyway, that wraps it up for the vlog this week. I hope you've enjoyed some behind the scenes. I'm so stoked about the photo backdrop, and yeah, so I'm just working really hard on the holiday shop update here in the background, and I hope you'll check it out once it's live. And if you like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell to get notifications when I post new videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. This video is brought to you by the Spruce and Linen shop, where you can find weaving looms, kits, tools, and supplies. Link in the description box below.